Hey there, everybody. How are you today? Okay, so now I am going to use some of these watercolor markers by Winsor & Newton, and they are fabulous. I've had these for 5 years, maybe more, maybe 6 or 7 years. I know it was since we moved here to Georgia, and they are still vibrant and beautiful, just like the day I got them. And I used to use them a lot. I don't use them as much anymore, but I love them. I just don't use them much, but I'm going to use them for this. So now I'm going to add some detail with these pens to these pieces. I'm going to just back this up a little bit. Okay. And I'm just going to pick some of my favorite colors as usual. And like I said, these are watercolor markers. So after you write with them, you can blend it. So they're great. I like it because it has a thicker point at that end and then a thinner point over here. So now you don't have to use watercolor markers for this step. You could use watercolor with a fine brush. You can use paint pens that won't blend. You can use watercolor pencils that are water soluble, and you'll make your mark and then you'll take a brush. Actually, I'll use them on one of the others. I'll use my water soluble pencils. But I'm just using this to show you an alternative. Or you could just use watercolor, or you could use crayon. Anything you have, you can do the detail with. A Sharpie marker. So I'm just going to go around and add some more design. Some more marks. And I will use my brush to blend this a little. Sometimes I go around once just to wet the ink, and then I'll go back and, you know, do something else. I'll go around once to wet the ink, and then go around after to blend it out a little bit. Okay. Now I'm going to move this one, let it dry, and I'll do this one. And I'm going to pick a purple, and I'm going to do a thicker line. And instead of using my brush, I'm just going to spritz it and let it do it once. See how it's getting that great effect? And I'm going to let this one dry because I don't want to do anything else to it. I just want you to see the effect from spritzing it. Isn't that cool? Now I'll do this one. I think I want some red because I haven't used much red on these. Where am I going to put it? Add a little extra in this. And I'm going to spritz this one too because I... See that cool effect? Very cool. And this one, got some yellow. See, just I'm going around in a circle, but just keeping it messy. I'm not trying to stay in any lines. And I'll use my brush on this one. This one I'm going to blend inward. Just for a different kind of effect. And then I'm going to take my towel here. Now don't forget, each particular thing I do doesn't have to leave an overwhelming mark. It's cumulative. So over time as the layers blend, and each little time I add something more, you'll see the difference at the end. You know, but with that piece and with this one, we saw a quick effect with the spritzing. But you don't always see that like with this. So I'm going to add a little more on this one. Some orange. Okay, and one more. I think I've added to all of them already, so they really have to dry again. But you see where these are going. It's just layers of color that dries on top of each other that leaves cool patterns and marks. Sometimes I leave them like this, but I'll go back in with a Sharpie marker and just add some added detail, especially because I don't have any black in here, and I love adding black. But I'll be honest with these, I kind of like them just how they are now. I may add a little bit more splatter to these, and that will be the end, because I'm really liking how they are. I might put a little more in this one. I'm not sure yet. Anyway, I'll be back for the finishing touches. Okay, bye-bye.